Flash number 48, Joshua Williamson writing and Howard Porter on the art. Just, did you like it, Matt? Just say it, yes or no.
Yes.
Connor.
Yeah.
Good.
So just seeing Irie and Jay, like, which it finally sunk in because I've always read his name as Jai, and then I was like, wait, no, his name's Jay, like Jay Garrick, right? Because of course he's a Flash. It's taking me 12 years to figure this out.
I always call him Jai as well, Matt, so I don't feel too bad about it.
Well, so I was like, no, someone told me it's pronounced Jay.
It's like, Jai, like Jai Courtney.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So, but then I thought it makes more sense if it's Jay, right?
It does make more sense.
It does make more sense.
If it's still right though.
All right, we need to hit up Jeff Johns as if he's not busy enough. Maybe like
he's the one who named him. So
yeah.
So Johns will be the one who knows more than anyone. So flashback to Wally in the actual Flash suit with his kids running with them.
Yeah, it just the first thing you see in the issue, in Time's Forgotten. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so good. So Zoom, obviously, and so Wally, like, Zoom really gets a few words out before Wally just takes a swing at him. And that's when he remembers everything.
It's as soon as he has contact.
Yeah. You even see one of the panels there is Zoom going for Linda when she was pregnant. Like, that's a big plot point.
I'm getting up to that stuff in my reread, and I'm bracing for it just because
it's such a dark moment when that happens. But yeah, so we have this big confrontation. But he tells Wally that no, like your kids, along with other speedsters, are trapped in the Speed Force. If you destroy the Speed Force, you can have them all back. That's basically what he's saying to him.
And I also don't trust Zoom, and I get Zoom's whole thing, and he's more Hunter Zolomon right now. He's like, no, I'm your friend. I went a little crazy. You did some bad things, but I have your best interests at heart here.
I tried to give your wife a miscarriage. Yeah, I did some bad things.
I think what really works me is he's saying, hey, no, they're in there. You just got to break them out.
Yeah.
You sure have to destroy it in the process, but they'll get out.
Yeah.
There's a logic to it. And I don't know how manipulative he's being and how much that's just true. I don't know if he's just outright lying or not.
Yeah, but see, you remember, Zoom's not powered by the Speed Force. He slides through time. So if he breaks the Speed Force, that gives him the ultimate speedster. Right?
No, it does. And that's what I mean. I don't know if this is just an outright lie and manipulation or if there is still truth in what he's saying.
But Zoom does not have his powers right now, or at least he's playing a good game of presenting it that way. He could be lying, but I mean, there's been no use of his powers yet.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's what's great, right? Because you want to be in that, like, is he a hero? Because that was always his thing, was he wanted to make Wally the best hero he could. And here now that's changed, right? Because now he wants him to have his family back, and so like, what is Zoom's actual end goal here?
It's something we don't know yet. I refuse to believe that it's Seth. There's not an ulterior motive in there.
I think he's a shitbag heel. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there's a turn coming. But as of right now, it's when the tag team gets into the ring and they hug, but you feel like, oh, one of these guys is going over the ropes. So
F you, Ciampa. Anyway,
exactly.
So we cut back to Barry and Iris and Wallace, and why did we never just use Wallace for him to differentiate them?
We need to now.
Yeah, easy.
I
Wallace.
think because for so long we didn't need to. He just was Wally, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then,
but you know what? I don't want him to go away. I like his addition.
No.
To the Flash family.
No, I agree. I didn't like him in Venditti's stuff, but he was Wally for all intents and purposes. So we just used Wally, and then he stuck around, so we kept using it, and it never clocked to do something different.
So the Renegades, like, they're like, okay, so where's Zoom? Where's the judge? And he's not there. And then they find the footage that proves that Iris was innocent all along. So it was self-defense, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so something fishy's going on here, and they don't want to let Barry go and, like, investigate with them. So Barry goes all Flash and super speeds around them, and gets convincing, I suppose. But ultimately, he speeds in and interrupts Wally and Zoom, and it becomes this kind of a showdown, where Cold's about to blast Zoom, and Wally, like, protects him because, like, no, I need to hear more of this. I need to, like, hear how I can get my kids back, right? And we knew that this was going to be the trigger for all this, right? Is that Wally finding out that these kids existed, that he could maybe get them back. And I love that when he says this, because Iris and Wallace speed in as well. When he says this, and Iris sees the photograph of the kids with Linda and Wally, she's like, I remember. And I love that she says, who else are we not? And it cuts her off. You don't get to hear her finish sentence, but it's clearly going to be, who else are we forgetting? Who else can we not remember? So no, it's hitting a lot of those emotional beats. And Barry tries to talk him out of it, and Wally just speeds off. I wasn't asking. Away he goes. Someone else speak while I die.
I wasn't asking for your permission.
There you go. Yeah.
The other line that got me was when he's going off on Zoom, and he's like, Jay was afraid of the dark, and he promised that I wouldn't tell Iris because she'd make fun of him. And I was just like, oh man, Williamson, you were just tugging at those heartstrings. Because he's remembering all these small things.
Yeah, and we will say Jai for the same reason we use Wallace, because if Jay comes back, we don't want two Jays.
Right. Not if, when.
When, sure, yes, I agree, Brian. So we say Jai to differentiate. It's why we use Irene, not Iris, or Iris 2, because...
Irene, right. So here's the thing, too. I noticed... So in the Renegades, right, they all have different names. So it's like Weather... So what?
Warlock, I think.
Weather Warlock, Mirror Monarch, Commander Cold, Heatstroke, and then it's Golden Guardian, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, yeah.
So in the here, and I noticed that it might have been a top typo in the physical copy I had, but it's Cold calls her Golden Glider. So is that an actual typo, or is there something more going on here?
That feels like a typo to me.
More likely a typo, yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like a moment to drop that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I didn't know if that was something worth pointing out, because I thought that was weird.
So Barry races after Wally. Cold helps him by teleporting him to the location. But after they leave, they've got Zoom, but Zoom actually grabs this hammer and smashes the floor. He disappears, and then he's done something to time, because now in this future, this great white light is taking everything. Basically Wallace is like, Iris, I don't feel so good, as they fade out from existence.
Yes, yeah, it's all erasing.
Yes, so obviously I expect this to be fixed by the end of the arc, but seemingly right now, Iris and Wallace just got taken out of time. Same with Cold. Right. Unless Cold got them away just in time with teleportation or something.
Maybe, because he does put a bubble around them, I think.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to, anyway.
He's trying to, yeah.
Look at Cold being a hero. We all know he has it in him, even if it's lineage, 5 centuries from now.
Well, he's supposed to be a hero. I mean, he's supposed to be just good.
No, I know, but it's. I always like seeing Captain Cold do good things, and that's the ultimate.
Actually, one of my favorite panels in the book is when Barry catches up to Wally and stops him. The panel, it's a full page spread with one panel at the bottom, and the panel at the bottom you see the two streaks of speed, sort of bouncing after they've crashed into each other.
It amused me. The way it looks very Sonic the Hedgehog.
It does, yeah.
With all the round circles there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we actually get the scene that we had teased before. This was kind of the tease scene way back.
I was a little surprised we were getting that already. I thought that was going to be another, halfway into the arc.
Yeah, but here we are. And I love that we started this, and there's the panels of the Wally remembering running with these kids. And I loved it when we get to the end of this, and it's sort of the end of the debate. I'm like, oh yeah, Wally getting struck, and then Barry teaching him to run. And of course we end with the
rebirth.
The rebirth hug. Yeah. So you really feel like this is kind of deteriorating, and is like
the gorgeous panel on the bottom as well with them. Usually, not hugely big on the speed lines, but in that panel, the way, because they're all just silhouette and you just got the lines, it looks nice.
It does look good, and so it ends with Wally's like, no, I'm going to do this, and Barry's like, I will catch you, and he's like, it's not going to happen, Barry. I'm faster than you are.
Yeah. Is he though?
Probably.
It's Wally.
They both claim to be the fastest man alive.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but Wally started claiming that after Barry died.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe he wasn't the fastest before, is what I guess the point.
Yeah. Again, very straightforward in terms of what it's doing, but this issue was the big emotional beats of Wally truly remembering his kids and wanting his kids back, and what he's willing to do to get them. And I have to wonder, with Crisis, Heroes in Crisis being announced, I do think we're going to end this arc with Wally going to Sanctuary. I think that's what's going to happen.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Man, I just want my Speed family back. I want everyone.
Yeah, there's another 4 issues left. So you get 1 in June, 2 in July, so 1 in August. So it'll be mid-August when we end Flash War.
And presumably an epilogue issue.
Yeah, very possibly.
So Williams usually had them.
And that doesn't mean that we won't get the. I mean, the second Flash book, if it's Wally, the one that's been rumoured, like, if we still might get that in October, say, like, well, Crisis and Heroes is still going, or Heroes and Crisis, rather, is still going. But I do think the immediate, in terms of timeline, I think Heroes and Crisis is what's coming next for Wally.
What if that second book is him going through the Speed Force and fixing his life, and that's how we get Max Mercury and Bart and the twins?
This is just straight to dream wishful thinking on Matt's part.
Isn't it? He's gone right for it. Yeah. This is like...
Well, because then I can have my cake and eat it too, because I can have the Barry Allen stuff in one book, and I can have all the Wally stuff I love.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. I think it's interesting, though, that Barry tries to talk him out of it because of Flashpoint. Because even at one point, Zoom's like showing him, hey, Barry did this, he tried to save his mum, and look at what happened, and he changed everything. And Wally, quite really says, oh, that wasn't just Barry, there's more to this. And it's kind of brushed aside, because it's not what it's about, but yeah, we know that there's more to that than just Barry messing with the timeline. Although arguably Barry opened a door for Manhattan or whoever to mess with things.
He added the first cracks to it.
Yeah.
For someone to come smashing through.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how you put it. But not still digging Flash War. Porter's art, I think, is great for Flash. It always feel like home in a Flash book.
It does. It's just like Collins. Yeah. Always feels right.
It makes me excited to see what are we going to see if next issue. I don't know if it's going to be next issue or if maybe we end next issue with getting into the Speed Force, but what do we see once we get in there? Do we see cameos from Jay, from the kids, from Max Mercury, Jesse Quick?
Yep.
Who do we see? What events do we go back to?
You just reminded me of Jesse. Damn it. There's another one thrown there.
Do we go back to the events of Johnsy's Flash run? Do we see them from Wally in the present day's perspective?
Well, I think we have to, because the whole whatever Zoom did to the Flash Museum, it's gone now.
Yep.
Right? That's what the whiteness was. So I feel there has to be some fixed point in time that it leads to that, So I'm excited. This is my, right now, one of my favorite stories. And we're 2 issues in.
Yeah, in terms of ongoing stories right now, it's like, it feels so important to the DCU. I mean, it's specific to the Flash, but it feels like ripple effects will be important for the whole thing. I
mean, the Flash comics introduced the idea of the multiverse. And what's more DC than the multiverse?
There you go.
Yeah.
What did we name our show? What do I say at the end of every goddamn episode? There we go. So let's rate issue 48 of The Flash. It's good stuff. Connor, what are you rating it?
Solid 8.
Matt?
Oh, this is a 9.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, 9. I was debating with a 9 or an 8.5. I was like, I don't know what.
I had to restrain myself from giving a 9.5. So I had to notch it down.
No, I was super into it. 9 out of 10 for me.